Yo, you're watching a Screaming Fish here, guys, and today, for probably my last video of the year, I am counting down the top 10 worst movies of 2016. So, not 2016, stupid, 2015. So basically, yeah, you got my best movies of 2015, now you got my worst movies of 2015. My opinion, so you got a problem with that? I don't care. Also, I'd just like to say Happy New Year to all my subscribers. And, yeah, so I guess it's time for the top 10 worst movies of 2015. Yeah. So, without further ado, let's get on with this. So, number 10 will be indeed Tomorrowland. So, why do I not like Tomorrowland? While the film has amazing visuals and an alright cast, the film suffers from an uneven and confusing storytelling and an annoying main character. Honestly, I would have preferred it if the film had concentrated more on George Clooney's part of the side of the story, but instead we got this a very uneven storytelling film, I guess. So, number 9, we've got Spectre. Yes, I did not like Spectre. So, the 4th entry in Daniel Craig's rebooted Bond series. The series is one hell of a disappointment. I just really didn't like this film. There were a few nods to the old Bond movies, which I liked, and Craig is still excellent as Bond, but a terrible attempt at recreating one of the greatest Bond villains, a plot that makes no sense, and a ridiculous attempt to try to link all the events from the previous movies just killed the movie for me. Yeah. It just wasn't a good movie. So, number 8 is indeed Chappie. Now, I will admit, I was extremely excited for this film. Once again, I was met with disappointment as the film was based off a script that was littered with plot holes, some of the most annoying characters I've seen in a film in some time, and terrible acting. The cast was superb, and Chappie himself was pretty awesome, but ultimately it's a mess of a film and not a very good one either. So, number 7 goes to San Andreas, starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. When I say this is a terrible movie, I really mean this is a terrible movie. It has the most typical disaster movie plot you could think of, not to mention terrible performances from nearly the entire cast, beyond obvious CGI filled with cliche after cliche, and you know what, forget it, let's just move on, please, let's just move on. So, number 6 is Hitman Agent 47. When I saw the trailer for the movie, I was pretty excited, and after watching the movie, I thought it was absolutely terrible. While there were a few decent action sequences and I liked the actor they chose to play the Hitman himself, but the terrible acting, a horribly written and confusing story, and camera that looks like it's bouncing on a pogo stick, do not help this film at all. I mean, honestly, it's just a 2-hour-long commercial for cars. That's honestly what I think this film is. So, number 5. Number 5. Pixels. I am so sick of Adam Sandler movies, I gotta tell you. I mean, honestly, this is one of the worst comedies I've ever seen. And I can't even call this film a comedy because none of the jokes are even funny. Like, it's just a movie about Adam Sandler and his friends shooting pixelated video game characters and that are obviously CGI. I mean, Kevin James is the President of the United States? I mean, what the heck? Jeez. So, number 4. We're down to the top 4 people. So, number 4 is Jupiter Ascending. It does have brilliant visuals, but all the performances in the film are just terrible. Channing Tatum looks hilarious with elf ears. Not really, he does. Jupiter Jones is the least likable character in the film, and she's the main character. And for the life of me, I could not figure out what the story was. It was so confusing. It's also worth mentioning that this came from the guys that made The Matrix. I mean, come on. The Wachowskis are better than this. So, number 3. Now, I'm just gonna say, I had to be really careful with these three, because these three were the three worst that I saw this year, and I found it hard to decide which one of the three was either going to number 1, 2, or 3. So, without further ado, let's get down to number 3. Yeah. So, number 3. Let me just switch the music back on. Number 3 is Fant4stic, aka Fantastic Four. So, when you watch the trailer and then see the reviews, this is what you're gonna get. Oh, this isn't gonna be that bad. I mean, oh. I cannot even begin to describe how bad this movie is. As soon as it says 1 year later, it turns into this disaster of a film. The costumes look like crap, and as for Dr. Doom, whoa, he looks like something that you'd see in Power Rangers. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about Fant4stic. I'm not even gonna call it by its actual name, because the 4 actually is in the middle of the name. Fant4stic. That's what I'm calling it. So number 2 is Seventh Son. Yeah, Seventh Son. I have never been so bored watching a fantasy film than I have watching Seventh Son. It's that bad. The villains are underdeveloped and pointless, and they're just wasted, really. Everyone is horribly miscast. As for the characters, I can't even remember their names. I can't. That's just poor storytelling, and it's extremely unfaithful to the book it's based on, which I'm pretty sure is better than watching this atrocity. I mean, I haven't read the book, so yeah. So, number 1. So number 1. It's Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. So, I'm just speechless. I'm speechless at how awful this film is. And I know this is going to be a bit of a cop-out, but I'm going to let you watch this film for yourself and see how terrible it actually is. Because I really cannot be bothered to describe how bad this movie is, because this is the worst movie of 2015 in my opinion. I mean, I'm amazed. I've seen plenty of people do their top 10 lists on their worst movies of 2015, and I'm amazed Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 hasn't made it on there. So, yeah. That's my top 10 worst movies of 2015, people. So, guys, again, I'd like to say Happy New Year to all my subscribers. Do hope you enjoy this video, and, yeah. So, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in 2016, guys. This is my last video before, before 2016. So yeah, also Jerry will be doing his last episode of Jerry's Quickies before 2016. And, yeah, hopefully, I might not be able to reach him in time, but yeah. So, I guess I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, guys. Happy New Year!